Dear students, in this video lecture we will discuss push-down automata, in which we will cover how to add memory into a finite automata, how to construct a push-down automata for a context-free language, how to convert a context-free grammar to a push-down automata, and at last we will discuss how to convert a push-down automata into a context-free grammar. Right? We have already discussed finite automata to accepting the regular languages. How you can say the given language is regular language? If we are able to design the finite automata for a given language, then we can say the given language is a regular language. Similarly, in case of context-free languages, how you can say that language is context-free? For that, we need to design push-down automata. If we are able to design push-down automata for a given language, then we can say the given language is a context-free language. Why PDA? What is the requirement of push-down automata? If we have finite automata for designing the finite state machine, then what is the requirement of push-down automata? There is a problem in finite automata. If you want to design finite automata for a to the power n, b to the power n greater than equal to 1, can you design finite automata for this language? Are you able to design? No. Why? Why you are not able to design? Because you cannot store number of a's in finite automata for comparing the number of b's. In that case, that language consists of equal number of a's followed by equal number of b's. Right? So we are not able to design finite automata for this language. We require additional memory, and we don't have any memory in the finite automata. That's why we need a machine which contains some memory, and that memory concept is introduced in the push-down automata. That is the reason we have required a push-down automata for solving such type of problems. So, PDA is similar to finite automata except some memory elements in the form of single stack. In PDA we have a stack, but in finite automata we don't have any memory. Right? If any PDA allows two stack, then it is more powerful than the normal PDA, and it works as a Turing machine. Then there are various applications of push-down automata. Then push-down automata is used for designing the parsing phase of the compiler, like syntax analysis, which is used in the programming languages for determining the braces and brackets. PDA is also used for implementing the stack applications. PDA is used for evaluating the various arithmetic expressions, and it is also used for solving the tower of Hanoi problem, which we have already discussed in the data structure. Now we will discuss the description of push-down automata. So in description of push-down automata, first we will discuss the model of push-down automata. The model of push-down automata consists of three components. The first one is the input tape, second is control unit, and third one is stack with infinite size. Here we have a diagram which shows the input tape, finite stored control, and a stack. Input tape is divided into many cells or symbols. It is used to store the input string, and that input string in that cell is A1, A2, A3 and A4. The input head is read only and may only move from left to right one symbol at a time. The second component is finite control unit. It is similar as defined in the finite automata. It contains a set of states. Finite control unit has a pointer which points the current symbol which is to be read. It means it takes the input from the input tape. Then we have a stack over here, which is the thing we have in PDA but we don't have in the finite state machine or finite automata. The stack is a structure in which we can push or remove items from one end only. it has an infinite size. Finally, we will have a string that will be accepted or rejected. A PDA can be defined as a collection of 7 components. The first component Q, then second is sigma, then tau, Q naught, F, delta and Z naught. So Q is capital Q is finite set of states similar as finite automata. Sigma is input alphabets. Tau is stack symbols which can be pushed or popped from the stack. Q naught is the initial state. F is the set of final state. Then delta is the transition function. We will discuss the transition function. Then Z naught is the initial stack symbol. Okay. Now we will discuss transition function of push down automata. You know the transition function of finite automata. It is Q into sigma tends to Q. For example, Q naught belongs to that Q or input symbol is A, then we can move on the same state or the another state like that. So that is the transition function for finite automata. But that transition function of PDA is different. In that case, we will use that stack, but there is no use of stack in the finite automata. So in that case, we have that Q, we are on particular state Q with input symbol this one, that is the stack condition. Then we are moving on a new state, and that will be the new stack condition, right? So in that case, that one is the old state. That sigma is the input symbol. This one is the pop symbol. And Q is the new state, and this tau is the push symbol. For example, that capital Q means we are just considering Q naught. Q naught belongs to that Q, and for example, input symbol is A, and that indicates the stack condition. Initially, for example, there is no new symbol in the stack, only you have Z naught. That is the initial special symbol which is available in the stack, right? Then we can move on another state or same state. Then that will be, for example, Q naught. Q naught belongs to that Q, and then we have the push symbol. Whatever we have pushed, for example, in that case we are pushing that A into a stack, then that will be A Z naught, right? So in that case, for Q naught belongs to that Q, A belongs to input symbol, and that is the Z naught is the symbol of initial symbol of the stack. Then we will move on the new state, and that we are just adding that A Z naught into the stack. So that is the transition function of the push down automata. Now we will consider the example. The question is construct a push down automata that accept L equal to A to the power n, B to the power n greater than equal to 1. Right. So that language is not regular, because we cannot design finite automata for this language, because in that we have A to the power n, B to the power n, means we have equal number of A's and equal number of B's in the string, and number of A's followed by number of B's. So in that case we cannot design finite automata, because we need to store that information of A's for designing such type of problems. But there is no memory in the finite automata, we cannot design finite automata. But that problem can be solved through push down automata. Then what will be the basic logic for solving this problem? In that case, first, for example, we will consider a string. for example, we are considering a string like triple A and triple B, right? Means we are just considering n equal to 3. If n equal to 3, then we are just considering triple A and triple B. If what will be the logic? First, we will store that string, input string into the table, right? Then we will use stack for solving this problem. What will be the logic? And Z0 is the initial symbol of the stack. Then the simple logic is that first of all we will store all the A's in the stack, right? Then when first B will come, then we will pop the first A from the stack. Like for example, we have 3A, just we are storing that 3 A's in the stack. Then our pointer on this particular on this B, then we will pop this A with this B. After that, pointer will increase. Then we have another B. Then again we will pop the second A from the stack. Similarly for this B, we will pop this one. After that, we have null here, right? If in tape we have null and stack condition is Z0, now we can say that language is accepted by PDA, right? So that is the logic for solving this problem. Now we will write the transition function for this problem. So how you will write the transition function? The first one is we will start from the initial state. Initial state is Q0. Then first symbol is this one A, and stack condition is Z0. Then we are moving on Q0. We are not changing the state. We are on the same state, and just we are storing the A in the stack. After that, we have on the same state we have another A, and stack condition is this one now A Z0. Again we will push that A into the stack. Then Q0 A. By using these two transition function, we can add all the A's in the stack, right? Then after that, we are on this state Q0. Input symbol is B, and stack condition is like this one. Then what's happened? In that case, we will move on the another state, and that B will pop with this A. So we will use this one. Same thing on this state Q1. We have another B. Stack condition is like that one. Then we will just we are just popping the elements. After that, we have Q1. Then there is no input symbol. Z condition is stack condition is Z0. Then we are moving on QF and Z0, right? Or we can write this QF or null. If we are popping that Z0, then one state will be add, and we can use QF null.